Hello YouTubers and welcome to Sydney, Australia, the country's Emerald City. I'm William Broome, or Kensington 25. Now I spent 3 wonderful days attending various YouTube events, but I'm going to talk about the main event here in our beautiful city Sydney, which was of course the Sydney YouTube FanFest 2014 held at Luna Park, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now I'd like to say first off, this is a review. These are my own opinions. They don't represent the views of YouTube or other YouTubers or my YouTube friends or non-YouTube friends. These are my own personal opinions. They're very subjective. So I'm trying to be as constructive as I can. But please, if you want to, and feel free, take what I say with a pinch of salt. It's constructive, I hope. And I hope you'll appreciate what I'm saying, because I want these YouTube events to be bigger and better than ever. Although, of course, YouTube did a wonderful, wonderful job, and I thank you. I'd also like to thank YouTube staff and also the staff at Luna Park for putting on a superb event. The staff were very professional, very friendly, very helpful. Also, the audience, the crowds were very orderly, and I experienced and witnessed no problems whatsoever. But boy, did YouTube deliver last night. It was amazing, it was stupendous, it was excellent, it was exciting, it was exhilarating. Any word, any metaphor that you care to use, that's what I thought it was. And the crowd loved it. YouTube certainly delivered. It was never supposed to be a YouTube gathering. It was a fan fest. And boy, did it do what it said on the tin. YouTube delivered the goods. You had such a good cross-section of YouTubers. You had people like Troy Sivan, did I say that correctly? The ever-popular Tyler Oakley, Jenna Marbles, Chloe Morello, Nico's Kitchen. Of course, Australia was also very well represented there. A cross-section of Australians, such as Nico Kitchen, who I just mentioned, and people like Mike Chonny, Chloe Morello. So YouTube did well, America did well. Canada, you had Superwoman, I believe she's a Canadian. And YouTube got the right mix. And judging by the reactions of the fans, they were even bigger fans. I've never heard such a large audience. And I've been doing YouTube since 2006, and I've been to gatherings since 2007 in London, Sydney, Melbourne, all over Australia and in the UK too. And I've known some of these YouTubers like Nico's Kitchen, Cooking with Karma, Cakes by Chopper for quite a few years. I've been to gatherings with them, I've had meals with them, we've met up, and I find the whole superstar, the YouTube superstar, megastar phenomena, to me is something quite new. I know it's been around for years, but I've never experienced it firsthand. I've never witnessed it firsthand. And to see it in person is just, whoa, it blew me away. And the fans were wild. I've been to concerts. I've seen boy bands, yes. I have very eclectic tastes, but I've seen a lot. And the crowds went wild. They loved it. So, judging by the audience reaction, YouTube did a fantastic and sterling job. And I will say there were some highlights for me. Gotta say, the single highlight was Axis of Awesome. Now, I've always watched YouTube videos mainly for how-to videos or travel videos or for political videos or news, current affair related videos. I've never really gone for the personality YouTubers, as good and as superb as they are. But Axis of Awesome, I like some music too, but Axis of Awesome were fantastic. What an amazing band. I would pay money just to see them. I was also immensely proud to see 3 people I consider as friends on stage last night. I'm proud of them, I really am. They were, of course, Nico's Kitchen, and he invited 2 of his friends, who are also my friends, Cakes by Chopper and Cooking with Chum. I'll use their YouTube names, even though I know them by their real names. I'm not name dropping here, as I said to the Queen just the other day, but I'm so proud of them, and they did a great job. Axis of Awesome I also loved. I was unfamiliar with Tyler Oakley. I didn't know the name, but he got the audience going, as did Troy Sivan. If I'm pronouncing that wrongly, please tell me that I should be pronouncing it correctly and how to pronounce it, but let's call him Troy Sivan for now. Tyler Oakley. I had seen Troy on his videos, particularly his coming out video, but I had never seen Tyler before, and they really got the audience going. Also, Superwoman. I'd never even heard of her. but wonderful. If she's not on the telly, and I hope she is, she should be on it. A great way to end the show was to get Superwoman up. So lively, so much energy. And I thought there was a great balance of YouTubers on stage. So my highlights were Axis of Awesome and also seeing my mates up there, Nico's Kitchen, Cakes by Chopper, and of course Cooking with Karma. Now, there were a couple of recommendations I'd like to make. I won't call them criticisms, recommendations. I thought the cooking sketch with Nico, it was good fun and it was wonderful seeing him on stage. I might have tightened it up a little bit. It was a bit long, but tightened it up a bit. There were also, and I won't name them, one or two YouTubers who have great personalities on YouTube, but I found in front of an audience on stage are a little bit flat, and that personality that you see in the videos didn't quite carry through. But most of the YouTubers did. As I've said, Tyler and Troy and Nico's Kitchen, the personalities were there. And also, Ryan, again, I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Ryan Higa? Ah, amazing. I'd never known him before, never seen his videos, didn't know the name. And I loved it. Hilarious guy. I'd love to see more of him. And what I would say is, some of the sketches were a little bit long, but others could have been made longer. I think Troy and Tyler should have been up for longer. Superwoman I thought was the right length, but Troy and Tyler, their segment seemed to be possibly one of the shortest that I saw, and the crowd were going the wildest for them. And I know sometimes the best things come in small packages, I should know. Let's not go there. That's another story, but could have given them a little bit longer. Other sketches, perhaps a little bit longer. I thought the cooking sketch, even though I enjoyed it, could have perhaps been tightened and shortened a bit. Again, as I say, a couple of people were flat. But I had an absolutely great time. I think there was a good balance of stars. And I know that this can only get better. I loved it. There's really not a lot more that I can say. The Australians were well represented. I thought it was a great cross-section. The entertainment was fantastic. And those two guys who do science, now I'm not going to try and say their name. One's Vsauce and the other's Verstavium or something. Again, I wasn't familiar with them before. But when they did the experiment about decibels, well, I was deafened. The ringing in my ears, it's still going on. They're still ringing. But I had a fantastic time. And it's actually made me proud, not only to see Aussies that I know on stage and to also learn about these YouTubers that I've not been familiar with, but it stirred me on as well and motivated me to make more YouTube videos. Yeah, of course I'd love to be up on that stage, but I've only got a few thousand views. I'm grateful to my subscribers, and I'm grateful for anybody who watches and views my videos. But I'd love to be up there one day. But rather than being bitter, I'm actually proud to see friends of mine on that stage. They've earned it. They've got the views. They've made bloody good videos. And they should be, for many of us, a benchmark. And for me, they certainly are. Now, a couple of bits I'd say about the hosting. The hosts were very likable, but I wasn't always convinced there was passion. What I would have done is, I would have got YouTubers to host it. YouTubers are extroverts. They're natural-born presenters, many of them. You could have got Tyler or somebody equally famous, Davey Wavy, up on that stage hosting the event. The crowd would have constantly gone wild. And I think at times there was an awkwardness. Sometimes stars, the performers were left on stage and they weren't quite certain when the two hosts were going to come and pick them up. There were times when the hosts seemed to be left on stage and weren't quite certain what they were going to do next. I also understand from people who viewed it online that occasionally the presenters' microphones were left on. I didn't hear that in the stadium itself, but I understand that viewers at home did hear that. So, of course, these things can be tightened up. And I would certainly have, as likable as the hosts were, I believe the woman host, the female host, didn't have her own YouTube channel, and I think the magician did. I wasn't familiar with either host. They might well be famous, I don't know. But I would certainly have two YouTubers hosting it. But apart from that, thoroughly enjoyed it. Fantastic event. So to summarize, great cross-section of YouTubers. YouTube did the job. It provided a FanFest. It provided stars, but judging from the reaction, the fans clearly wanted to see. I, as somebody who doesn't consider myself a fan of YouTube, because Some of them mates and some of them I just watch. I tend to watch YouTube mainly for how-to videos, not the personality videos. But even I, who wasn't a fan of any of them, as much as I liked some of them as friends or whatever, I had a great time too. And it was loud. My ears are still ringing, as I said, but it was great fun. And I'd like to say thank you to YouTube. Thank you to all those who were involved, particularly those who took part, and also to you who may have viewed it at home or in the stadium at Luna Park itself. Thanks to you too. I had a fantastic night, and well done to YouTube. You delivered a FanFest. I loved pretty much every moment. Overall, it was a fantastic experience. And you know, the silver lining and the great thing to come out of something as good as this is that it's going to get better and better. I'm proud of how YouTube's evolved. I'm proud of how YouTube is changing. I think it's always changing and growing for the better. And I believe in embracing it. Yeah, YouTube might make mistakes occasionally, but it works on it. It improves. And I remember seeing it from a small little community, and I've seen it grow, and I love it. Well done, YouTube. You make me proud, and you motivate me to make better and more videos. Keep doing what you're doing, and thanks very much. And thank you also to all of you who are involved in some way, whether you're an audience, a performer, or an organizer. Everybody who's involved in the Sydney YouTube FanFest 2014 at Luna Park. Thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing, and well done. Bye-bye.